Hey again everyone, welcome back to my channel, Sounds Like Bimes. My name's Jason. This is going to be my second video in my AB guitar series, Absolute Beginner Guitar. If you happen to see my last one, we talked about the odds and evens exercise. We start with open strings and go even frets all the way up, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and back down. Just with the first finger and just down strokes is how we started, right? We just want to get the coordination happening between our left hand and right hand, one finger at a time. Again, this video is for absolute beginners, which is why some of you may see this and think, well, this is super basic. That's kind of the idea with this channel at the beginning anyway, is I want to build a really simple but strong foundation for people who have never played before. So that's what that exercise was all about in my last video, was just getting our toes in the water, right? With one finger, our index finger, 1 on our left hand. Remember 1, 2, 3, 4. Today we're going to take that up a notch and get into the second part of this exercise. There are a lot of different combinations that you can do. A lot of you who have played, the spider type exercise. Then you can go, like 1, 3, 2, 4, and any combination, 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, right? It can go on and on. That's going to be down the road. So the second exercise that I'm going to show you today, part of that odds and evens, we're just going to add a finger today. So we're going 1 and 2. We're going to start using our second finger in combination with our first. So what this is going to look like, the open E that we started on last time, we're going to forget about open E now. We're just going to be using the odds, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and the evens, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, okay? We are still going to be fingering that root fret with our first finger, okay? So if I say second fret, that's where we're going to be, okay? It's going to be your index finger or your first finger, and then we're adding the second finger. Again, we're still sticking with down strokes for now. This is going to be all down strokes. So evens, let's start with evens for the sake of argument. I'm going to set my metronome. My metronome's set higher than yours probably will be, and probably higher than I'd like it to be if you're just starting out, because it's really important to work on your meter and get your rhythm happening and be able to count. With these exercises, with any exercise, you want to be pushing yourself to where you're almost not able to do it, but you're still locked in. You're still fretting the notes cleanly. You're picking them cleanly with your right hand. We want to push that tempo to get our fingers moving, right? But not to the point where the exercise isn't yielding any results. Playing this sloppily and missing half the notes, you're missing the point. So find a good, comfortable tempo where you can play quarter notes. Remember last time it was just, we did 2 measures, so we did 8 quarter notes total. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, before moving on to our next fret, right? Whether that was odds or evens, whatever we were counting, okay? This will become more obvious here when we run through it. But as I said, my tempo here is about 150, 155 it looks like. This is going to be our tempo right about here. So to demonstrate this, we're going to start with odd numbered frets. So we're going to start first finger on the first fret. We're going to go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Back down, 9, 7, 5, 3 to 1, okay? Instead of all notes with this finger though, we're going to be playing 1 and 2, okay? Alternating back and forth in quarter notes, all down strokes, okay? This is like the JAWS exercise, right? So I'm going to run through this on the odd frets first just to show you the concept and what I'm doing. We're still going to do 2 measures, so 8 quarter notes total, but we're alternating 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be our 2 measures at this tempo. Again, take it as slow as you need to cleanly be able to play it. You're fretting it cleanly with your left hand. You're picking it cleanly with your right. You're not getting any buzz or misfretting anything. That's the whole point, guys, is to build your technique. We want it to be as flawless as possible at a slow tempo before you take that tempo up, okay? So don't rush, be patient, but this is how this is gonna look. We're gonna go through odds with 1 and 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 to 5. Fretting 5 with our first finger to 7 to 9 to 11, back down to 9, slide to 7, 5, 3 to 1. Now we're going to go to 2, even number frets now. 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Back down to 10, 8, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 4, 2. Okay? Sorry, my guitar cut out right there at the end. So that's the next combination of this exercise. The next combo of fingers, it's 1 and 2. So run those through the odd number frets. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Back down to 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. Then 2, 4, 6, okay, up to 12, and then back down. All down strokes, guys. Counting even, really lock into that metronome. So keep a nice slow tempo that you can count to. Don't get in a hurry. This takes time to get this technique together. But pretty soon you're going to feel a lot more comfortable, and you can start then doing the 1 and 3, okay? Or 1 and 4. The idea, how you know where these other fingers are going to go, by the way, the idea is we're laying out, each finger gets a fret, okay? So it's a 4 fret span. So anytime we're rooting a note with our first finger, our second, third, and fourth are just going to lay out the next 3 consecutive frets. So once you get a handle on 1 and 2, you can start with 1 and 3. That's a whole step. Now when you go up to the 3rd fret with your first finger, your 3rd finger is still going to be a whole step away. Imagine laying each finger out 1 per fret. That's how you know where to put that 3rd finger. If I were playing my first finger and my 4th, or my pinky, it would lay out like so. The relationship is always the same. The span is going to be the same depending on the finger you're using, because each finger lays out 1 per fret. Again, a little note on technique. If you saw my last video where I talked about a good trick to use is, imagine someone putting a ball in your left hand, your fret hand. You want to curve those fingers up off the fretboard. Okay, we want to get some curvature happening. So you could finger this note by laying your finger flat like so. I'm fingering that note fine, I'm fretting that note fine, but let's get in the habit of curving those fingers up and being more precise with our fret hand, okay? So try to curve those fingers up a little bit. Nothing crazy, like you don't have to give yourself cramps to do it, but eventually that's going to come into play when we're curving our fingers up when we start playing chords. So try to think about curving your fingers. Your thumb is, half-ish way down the fretboard, like so. I showed this in the last video as well. We don't want our thumb coming over the top like this. If I'm playing on the bottom, the high E string, the bottom E, and my thumb's up here, that might feel okay to you. And I will say, preface all of this stuff with, there are a lot of opinions about correct technique and what teachers will tell you, don't do this, do that for sure. A lot of those are valid, but there are no rules with this stuff. I've seen really unorthodox playing styles and players that were just absolutely phenomenal. So if something feels better to you and you think, wow, I can play this a little better if I'm holding my hand this way or that way, if my thumb's over the top, go for it. Make it your own. I will always give you tips and pointers to kind of get feeling comfortable. But if you start gravitating toward a certain way of playing and it works for you, ignore everything I say and ignore everything everyone says. There are so many opinions out here about what you should and shouldn't do. If it makes you happy and it's working for you and you're seeing results and having fun playing, that's all we're after, guys, okay? That goes for when you start writing music, playing in bands, writing your original music. Tune all the noise out and focus on what works for you. That's some advice just moving ahead, whether it's playing guitar or whatever we're talking about. One other thing that I want to point out real quick is as you get more comfortable with this exercise, we eventually want to start transitioning to learning the notes on the E string, then the A string, the D, the G, the B, the E, and so on. The good news is these notes repeat. So when we get to E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, when we start on the open A string, it's going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. There are only, 7 notes in the scale that you have to remember, and they repeat over and over. So you only need to know from A to G, right? And that will start to make sense, some of that stuff, when you start kind of getting the idea of how the fretboard is laid out in your head. You'll definitely get some light bulbs. That was a very simplistic explanation. But we are just focusing on the E string up to this point. So instead of saying 1, we want to start thinking F, because that note, the E string on the 1st fret, that is the note F. The 3rd fret is G. The 5th fret is A. The 7th fret is B. The 9th fret is C sharp or D flat. The 11th fret is D sharp or E flat. As for the even numbers, you've got open E, F sharp G flat, G sharp A flat, A sharp B flat, C, D, and E. And then we're going to start heading that way onto the A string soon, and we're going to get, our fingers going. Stuff like this eventually. We're going to work up to that. Right now, again, we're just focusing on the E string, just to give you a little to chew on and keep it basic. So start learning these notes on the E string. You can just Google guitar notes, E string. You can find a million diagrams out there with the notes on them, okay? So we want to slowly start making our way from 1st fret to F. 3rd fret, we want to start thinking G. That's G. That's the note G. That's what these position markers are for. And that's where these are going to start coming in handy. We really haven't talked about this much, but you have position markers at the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and then a double at the 12th fret, because everything starts repeating after the 12th fret. That's our octave, okay? So you'll start to find your way around using these position markers. You'll know that this first position marker on the 3rd fret, I can grab a G right there. If I go to that first position marker or the position marker on the 3rd fret, that's G on the E string. This is A. This is B. All that stuff's going to start clicking for you the more you start memorizing these notes, okay? So let's get into that. Again, 1 and 2. Sorry, these are all down strokes. When you get 1 and 2 down and it starts really feeling good, your 1st and 2nd fingers, you can go to 1 and 3. That's a whole step on the guitar. Okay? When that starts feeling good and you got that down, go to 1 and 4. The pinky is traditionally like the most troublesome for people to get involved. The pinky just feels a little different than every other finger to get working. you'll see a lot of guitar players who kind of avoid using their pinky. It's like avoiding dribbling left-handed when you play basketball. You know, you have these strongest first three fingers, and especially these two. I've seen some people really shredding just using these two fingers, their first and third, and they completely neglect their second and fourth. Again, that works for them, so I have no beef whatsoever with that. But if you want to start from scratch and get well-rounded, so we're using all four fingers comfortably, work that pinky in there for sure. So 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. So let's take that for this week, get working on that. And when we get back next week, we'll start some different combinations like 1, 3, 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4, that kind of stuff. We can work all that stuff up. So again, happy practicing, guys. Go at a slow tempo, 10 minutes a day, even 5 minutes a day. If you're having some cramps, your fingers hurt. That's very natural when you first start playing guitar. You're going to cramp a little, your fingers will get sore. I talked about that a little bit. So take it easy, just a few minutes. Don't push yourself. You can get injured, believe it or not, doing this. If you're trying to play through the pain because you want to get to the next step or because you love it. Go slow, take a rest. Stretching helps, you know. I had an instructor years ago that used to run his forearms and fingers in warm water before he did a gig to kind of get everything loosened up. So take it slow and make sure that you're kind of getting this down before we progress on to the next thing, okay? So I hope this helps. I hope you found something useful. I will try to answer any questions. You can feel free to leave one if you have it. I've tried to explain this as simply as possible, but again, there are no stupid questions. Please don't let that stop you from finding something out that you're wondering about. Always raise that hand and I'll do my best to get back to anybody with any questions, and I hope to see you guys next time. I hope you follow along. I really hope this is helping some of you out there who are just kind of doing it in your spare time, getting going, maybe not ready to take lessons yet, but just kind of getting your fingers moving, okay? So let me know how I can help, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it all. Bye.